COVID goes on, the more Australian families are going to be looking to road trips as holidays, which makes a large 7-seat SUV an even more attractive proposition. Enter the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, a four-wheel drive that will fit the whole family. This one is the Prado Kakadu, which is the top of the range and costs around $87,000 before on-road costs and extras. It competes with cars like the Land Rover Discovery and the Ford Everest. I drove it right up to northern New South Wales for a bit of a long road trip with my family of 4. Here's how it did for this week's family review. For a more detailed review, head to the CarsGuide website, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe for more videos. The exterior of the Prado explains its purpose. It is a muscled up hunk of machinery that you really can take most places. Kind of like the car version of Channing Tatum, but not quite as good looking. It positively screams strength and still sports a very square shape that actually suits this car. As this is the top spec, it looks much more luxe than you'd expect from a large four-wheel drive. It's got leather accented seats that are heated and cooling and power adjustable in the front, plus a premium steering wheel with a wood accent that I can attest feels quite comfortable even when driving it for hours. There is a modern center console area with buttons that actually make sense and are not confusing. But most importantly, the 9-inch multimedia screen is integrated nicely into the dash, and it's finally got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a big move for the Land Cruiser. This makes such a difference when you're on a long road trip because you can so easily navigate with maps, and then you can alternate between listening to podcasts and movies or books, whatever you want to listen to via your streaming app. I went away in January this year in a car that didn't have CarPlay, and it was extremely frustrating because I knew how easy the tech could be. It's been Toyota's only sticking point in previous models, and now that the Prado has it, it's a big deal. Also in front, you will find 2 cup holders plus a small slot for your phone, another small storage area here for keys, and in here is quite a large center storage bin that is also cooled, which we found really handy because we could keep snacks for the kids cold in here. It was quite amazing on a long road trip. Space in the front is good. There is enough leg and headroom, even for tall people, to sit for hours on end, and it feels very spacious inside the cabin. My children, aged 7 and 9, really set up camp in here. There is loads of space. They could fit themselves, a large backpack each full of their stuff for the road, all of their entertainment. They had a snack bag each. They used the cup holders in here to house their drinks, and in here they popped their iPads and puzzle books. One thing that is lacking is the number of USB ports. So there is one USB port in the front and that's it, but there are 2 12 volters. So you can put an adapter in there and use those to charge your devices. There is also tri-zone climate control, which my kids loved, just so that they could set their own temperature. My kids were so excited to find out that this car had a screen in the back, especially because we were going away. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to use it because we don't have any DVDs, but if it were our car and we were organized, I'm sure we'd have DVDs and they would have taken full advantage. There is a 3rd row in this Prado, which is such a great idea because even if you don't have more children, which obviously you need it if you do have more children, but even if you don't, it's always a good thing to be able to drive other kids around to sporting activities, etc. sometimes. It's spacious as far as 3rd rows go, and back here you will find directional air vents plus 2 cup holders. With the 3rd row in use, you'll get 104 litres of space, which is enough for some school bags or some grocery bags, not much space. With the 3rd row down, which is how I used it, we've managed to fit in 2 weeks worth of gear. So it included everything from suitcases to beach bags, an esky, some inflatables. Don't judge me on my packing skills. This photo was taken on our 3rd overnighter mid-trip. You'll also easily get in a double pram. Driving on the open road is a lot different to driving around suburbia, but the Prado Kakadu handles both quite well. It's got a 2.8 litre turbo diesel engine, which has been upgraded with a bit more oomph for 2021. So it has enough power to get up hills easily, and you can also overtake perfectly fine when you're on highways. I found it travelled best when it was in Sport S Plus mode. It was a lot smoother when it was in this mode on long highways. And if it wasn't in that mode, it felt a little bit unsure of itself. So when you're on the open road, I would definitely indulge in the Sport S Plus mode. But if you're just doing things like driving, doing the school run or going to work, you can stick to eco mode. I think the Sport S Plus does use a bit more diesel than normal, but I would definitely indulge in it for a long road trip. Fuel consumption is a claimed 7.9 litres per 100 Ks, and I did an average of 10.6 litres per 100 Ks on my 2 weeks of driving. It is a 4-wheel drive, so you will get better traction on loose surfaces like gravel or dirt or snow, and there's more information on this in the adventure guide on the CarsGuide website. I do think it handles like a big car. The steering is not super refined or very precise, and it does feel quite heavy on the takeoff. It's not an extremely agile car. You get used to this the more you drive, but you always feel it when parking. It has a reverse parking camera, but it's quite low res, and some areas of the camera are blacked out. It's also got a 360-degree view camera, but that's also quite blurry. Safety is comprehensive in the Prado Kakadu, and you get things like lane departure alert, active cruise control, rear cross traffic alert, auto emergency braking, and blind spot monitoring. There are 7 airbags in the Prado, including side curtain airbags that extend all the way to the back row, and you will get 2 ISOFIX points and 3 top tether points to fix kids' car seats in safely. The Toyota Land Cruiser Prado Kakadu is a pretty fab family car that comfortably fit my family of 4 over a 2-week long road trip. While it's not my favourite car to drive on a long journey, it does have all the features you'd want for travelling hundreds of kilometres, and it feels quite safe. It's got good tech thanks to the upgrade and feels stylish and comfortable. I gave it a family rating of 8 out of 10, and my kids gave it the same. They like that it has a screen even though we didn't use it. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel or click through to our website.